everyone. It is a dense week musically, and so I'm Ottengroff, and in a surprise turn of events, I am here with an album review of Noble and Godlike in Ruin, a drop by Deerhoof in this unanticipated episode of The Untrained Ear. Love to all my savages. You are why I'm here. Love to all my aliens, lost, despised, or feared. You are why I wrote these passages. Noble and Godlike Ruin is a collage piece. It is an homage, a concept album, dedicated to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It is this abrasive, chaotic, noisy, yet masterfully organized record that assembles and congeals all of this divine orchestration on this weathered and tested band that's been around for a really long time in Deerhoof. It tackles themes of isolation, identity, and it is dangerously politically charged. Satomi Matsutsuki's voice is simple and clean. There's a Kingdom Hearts joke somewhere there. But it is wonderfully balancing in terms of taking all of the chaos that is the instrumentation and the experimentation in this album and balancing it out. Now, this album is not meant to be a commercially appealing piece. We just covered Withering by David. This is a dramatic foil to that. This is not meant to be a TikTok album. This is not meant to be a trend. This is meant to be consumed. It's meant to be consumed from beginning to end. And this is meant to be cinema. You're meant to visualize these songs, to follow them along, and to enjoy the narrative. So let's talk about that a little bit. We've got Return of the Fire Trick Star, which is the first track that I think stands out to me when I'm listening to the album the first time, and then each time afterwards it just pops immediately because it's jazzy, and maybe it's because of my bias towards jazz, or maybe because it's just a little different from the generally more rock leaning sound of the album. But you've got these rolling freeform drums that really groove, and then you've got these pace changes that happen with these synth pieces and these zings, and it's very mechanical and it's chaotic. But it's all coherent at the same time. And the lyrics are ambiguous and left to interpretation, but they have this very clear and very potent narrative about identity. Here's the line. Have some sympathy. Did I mean to be? It's one little sentence in the chorus, but it says everything for itself. Have some sympathy. Did I mean to be? Take it and run with it. Okay. The next track title. I know I'm going to butcher this delivery. Ha. Ha ha ha. Ha. I know I butchered that. Because the aura we get from this track is absolutely creepy, okay? You've got this very brooding, pulsing synth layered in the background. I'm talking like horror soundtrack stuff, right? You've got these piercing, plucking, cutting violin strings and these complementing electric guitar riffs putting in the background, all right? The tension is building and pulsing, and the lyrics cut in. They're about dropping the atom bomb. Something that the citizens of Hiroshima didn't see coming. And when that line hits you in the track, when you find out it's about the atom bomb, it's sonically just a complete jump scare. The music just, boom, it just pulsates all of a sudden. And when this crescendo happens sonically, and there's this big like climax in the song, you have you have Satami doing this ba 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 bum, and it's very like chuggy. All of a sudden, instrumentally at the end, it's just gory, and chuggy, and nasty, and the track is just very visual, and it's just good, like satirical, but at the same time, like very sinister and serious. And I liked it. Um, okay, Disobedience. What a track. Okay, first off, we lead in with now this is a pair I loved. All right. Mariachi horns over metal bass riffs. Awesome tandem. Okay. This was a very tense track that is completely discordant with itself, and it's intentional. It's because each piece of the musicality is representative lyrically of the two opposing forces in the track, right? You've got the crew, the 99 men lyrically who are getting ready to stage a not a coup, but a resistance upon the ship, and then you've got the ship's captain. The crew are the mariachi, right? They're the resistance, and then the captain is the metal bass, right? And then everything surges, and you could see the 99 crewmates coming in. The mariachi anthem is their theme song, and it's obvious now, and they're taking on the captain, and then the tone changes, and you get this spoken verse about a city council and brainwashing about cities and Latin and training centers. And look, this track has a lot to say, and I don't consider myself qualified enough to take these lyrics and analyze them and pretend like I'm an expert in the symbolism that's being brought to the table here. I think I have a pretty good idea. Um, but I think that you should give it a listen for yourself and get your own idea because, man, it is awesome. And this track is worth taking your time to do that. And I want to take a second to talk about immigrant songs. This track starts off ambient and brooding. All right. And again, we get the resonance synth. We get patient drums that vibe, and the lyrics are downright resentful as you get Satomi um, talking about the misconceptions of her intentions, and her is representing I think, the colloquial we of immigrants very clearly. And slowly the tone of the track darkens, right? And you get this slow distortion and darkening of the music. It's very slow and very subtle until suddenly, about halfway through, there's this sudden snap. All right, you have these sarcastic little la la las that she's giving you at points, right? And then when the snap happens, suddenly, well, the la la las, those are those are gone now. And then there's like improvised drums, okay? But it's very like dark metal drums, okay? And the electric guitars are seething and literally screeching. All right. And everything is unhinged and it's complete chaos. And it's 3 minutes straight. It descends into absolute discordant anarchy. All right. And somebody is just like, there is literally somebody vocalizing in the background that is actually screaming in agony. And the connection between Satomi and you is completely severed. And you brought this on yourself. You are not going anywhere. You're going to listen to this and you're going to suffer just like they're suffering. And this last 3 minutes, man, this is a dangerous choice. It is political and it is striking and it is bold. And man, I love it. It's good. Oh, it's good. And this is how you end an album, man. This is how you drive a point home. This whole thing comes to the perfect conclusion with this track. This whole album gets its exclamation point right here. Brilliant. This is the part where I usually will turn around and criticize an album. I'm going to level with you guys. You may have picked up on this. I don't have any musical pedigree. When I went into this, I initially thought I was going to maybe get some criticism on the opening track because I thought it was lacking a little musical flow. First off, I was just dead wrong. After the second and third listen, I knew I was dead wrong. Second off, the opening track is so integral to the rest of the album, as is literally every single track on this project, that you can't cut it because it sets the tone, it sets the pace, it does so much for everything. It's all in synergy. It all flows well. It all contributes something. So this is what I'm going to do. If any of you are more informed or would like to provide criticism, I do read comments on these videos and I do respond to them. Start the narrative down below and we're going to have a discussion about it because I don't think anything is above criticism. But I don't feel qualified enough to criticize this. One day, I think that I can maybe level up enough to step into these guys' court, but that day is not today. This album was a cinematic experience. Every track had something unique to offer. No true tracks were the same, and there was so much meaning laced into everything. The musicality was genius. It was potent. It was masterful. It was moving. I'm blown away. I'm speechless. I didn't do this album justice in this breakdown. When I think about my baseless rating for this piece, I gotta go with a timeless 10.